Good morning, guys. Today we decided to do a cooking and baking day. These are some of the things that we plan on making today. For people who haven't watched before, we do the keto diet in our house. So all of the things on here are going to be keto friendly recipes, and we'll link them all below. Now, again, I don't expect that we'll get through all of these things today, but these are things that we want to make. We're going to do pancakes, and we just put them in the freezer and just take out what we need for that morning. We like to have boiled eggs for snacks and lunch to go with our lunches and stuff, so we're just going to make up some of that for the week. We're going to make fathead bagels. We'll do a bunch of 90-second bread. We like to make sandwiches, breakfast sandwiches with those. We're going to make some donut holes. We've never tried these, so I don't know how they'll turn out. It'll be an experiment for us. Bacon, I'm going to make up a whole bunch of bacon and we'll just put it in the freezer. We're going to try the keto sausage balls. We're going to make some chocolate fat bombs, which we really, really like to eat. We'll make some meatballs so we have them on hand for quick, easy lunches. We're going to make some muffins and also some keto cheese bread. And then over here, I have a few other things I have to make. I'm going to make some bacon cheeseburger soup for Kayla and I for lunch today. It's just Kayla and I today because Jenica left us. She doesn't want to help. She went and stayed at a friend's for the night, and so she won't be home until later this evening. And we're going to have a beef roast and mashed cauliflower for dinner tonight. And tomorrow we have a potluck at church, so I'm making pulled pork for that. Here's my helper for the day, Kayla.
Hi.
So we're going to start with the almond flour pancakes. And we'll leave the link to the recipe below. Okay, so first, Kayla, you have your bowl there.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to need to measure 2 cups. Here's our recipe. 2 cups of almond flour.
Do I need to pack it down?
Nope. Kayla's getting 2 cups of almond flour. Next, we need to add 4 eggs.
Oh, I'm really bad at cracking eggs. Alright. Let's see if I still got this.
1. You can just put the shell right back in the carton. 2. 3. And 4. Next, we need to add half a cup of water.
Hey, Bear. Bear wants to say hi.
And we also need to add 1/4 cup of oil. We're using melted butter. You can use coconut oil, whatever you want, but I like the butter flavor in my pancakes. And then we need 1 teaspoon of baking soda. The recipe also says you can use baking powder if you prefer, but we're going to go ahead and use the baking soda. And we are making 2 batches of the pancakes. I have one over here. Kayla has one over there. She's working on opening the baking soda. It was a brand new box.
One tablespoon.
1 teaspoon.
1 teaspoon.
And we'll go ahead and add one to this one too. And then we will also add half a teaspoon of salt. So we have our sea salt right here. And Kayla's going to add half a teaspoon to each of these bowls. She's also going to add half a teaspoon to the table. There's a large salt clump in there that's blocking the top of it there. So now Kayla's going to grab her bowl and she's going to take it over to the mixer. Now that it's all mixed up, it has to rest for 15 minutes and then we will cook it. While it's resting, we will make some boiled eggs. Now I have some eggs in here to boil. I also put some baking soda in there that helps them to be easier to peel. Now there's only 10 eggs in here and I have 2 out. Well, I didn't have enough room in the pan, and I haven't eaten breakfast yet, so I left 2 of the eggs out, and I'm going to cook them up for breakfast really quick. So, I'm bringing this to a boil, and then when I make eggs, what I do is I bring it to a boil. Well, I have the lid on it. I'll put the lid on in a minute here. And once it boils, I let it boil for 1 minute, and then turn off the heat. And then I leave the lid on it for 10 minutes. Then after that, I remove it from the heat and put it in cold water. Now we have our almond flour pancakes cooking. And our eggs are over here boiling. They just started boiling, so in about a minute, I'll turn the heat off and then let them sit in the hot water for about 10 minutes to finish cooking. But the pancakes, you flip them once the edges start to dry a little bit. My eggs really quick, and I have a couple little guys asking for a bite. You gotta sit down, Bilbo. Sit. Bilbo, sit. Sit. Good boy. About took my finger off. Pippin, you have to sit. Sit. Lay down. Good boy. Okay, you're all done. Go lay down. Still have some pancakes going over here. Now our boiled eggs are done. I just washed some dishes, so that water's kind of yucky. But I'm going to grab this and bring it over to this sink, and I'm just going to fill this with cold water. Let it cool down. I'm cleaning this sink out a little bit. And I'll just leave those sitting there until they cool, and then I'll just pop them back in the carton. And here we have a big platter of almond flour pancakes. So next, I'm going to move on to the bagels. We're going to work on those next. Now, with the help of my assistant, Kayla, we're going to make keto low-carb bagel recipe with fathead dough, gluten-free. We've had these before, and we really like them. So, Kayla, first, I want you to take the 1.5 cups of flour and the 1 tablespoon of baking powder and kind of stir them together. Okay, that's good enough, and then just set that aside. By the way, we did preheat the oven to 400 degrees already. Now in this bigger bowl, I want you to measure 2.5 cups of mozzarella cheese. And you'll put that into the big bowl, the blue bowl there.
I think I missed most of it.
Okay, and then you'll need to open up that other bag. There's some scissors right here. We're finally digging into our big bag of cheese that we got during our extra large grocery haul.
2.5.
2.5. Okay.
Boys!
The dogs really like the shredded cheese, so they're gonna... Kayla just flung it all on the floor, and the dogs will clean it up for us. Pippin, come get your cheese.
Hey! Come on. Save some for Pippin.
Go get some, Pippin. So the puppies are working on that. We're going to come back over here. So now to our mozzarella cheese, we need to add 2 ounces of cream cheese. So Kayla will put that in there. And that needs to go in the microwave. It says for 2 minutes. Okay, to the cheese mixture, I added the almond flour, baking powder, and 2 beaten eggs. So I'm going to go ahead and give that a stir. We have the bagels in the pan there. Now we're going to add, to some of them, we're going to add some jalapenos and cheddar cheese to the top because Kayla and I like that. And here is the finished product. Next, I'm going to make low-carb mixed berry muffins. The recipe calls for strawberries and blueberries. I'm doing strawberries and raspberries. On this one, I'll just show you the end result, and I'll post the recipe in the comments because I have lost my assistant. She's out riding her bike. So maybe we'll see some more of her later. Kayla's over here working on making some meatballs. We're just going to cook up, I think it's about 4 pounds of meatballs. We'll just cook them up and put them in the freezer for quick lunches. I don't really make a menu plan for lunches. It's just leftovers or this meatballs or salad or sandwiches with keto bread, of course, or whatever I happen to have on hand. And over here I have some bacon cooking. This is the batter for those muffins. And here's the muffins. They're not quite done, about 5 more minutes. So the muffins are really good. They don't even taste like a keto thing. They taste just like a regular old muffin. Next we're going to make some keto sausage balls. These are something we'll use for lunches or breakfast. I'm going to add 2 pounds of sausage. I am doubling the recipe that I have. I'm going to do 2 pounds. To the sausage, I'm going to add 2 cups of flour. I just use regular breakfast sausage. The recipe actually calls for Italian sausage, but we wanted something more breakfasty. I have heard of people using chicken or bacon or hamburger. Basically any meat is fine. Just be creative. And now I'm going to add 2 cups of cheddar cheese. The cheese in there. And the recipe calls for Parmesan cheese as well. Apparently I didn't buy any. I thought I did, but I'm not finding it anywhere in the fridge. And then I'm going to add 2 eggs. Oh, look at that. One-handed. And I didn't even get a shell in there. Let's see if I can do it again. Oh, like 2 for 2. And then I'm just going to add a little bit of minced onion and some baking powder and stir it up. The sausage ball mixture all mixed up. Had to take my wedding ring off so it didn't get all yucky. And now I'm going to fill this cookie sheet over here. It has a little bit of bacon residue, but that's okay because the sausage can touch the bacon. It's okay. So I'm going to put the sausage balls on there. So I'm going to put these sausage balls in the oven for about 30 minutes or until the meat is cooked all the way. End result of the sausage balls, this is only about half of them. They're still about this much still cooking. But I'm going to go ahead and start getting these put into the freezer. So the last thing I'm going to make today is the chocolate fat bombs. I don't have enough eggs to do the keto bread and the 90-second bread or the donuts. I ran out. So I'm going to do the fat bombs. I might cook up a little bit more bacon. I've only done 1 package so far. And then I need to work on my pulled pork. Get that ready to put in the oven. It's for the potluck at church tomorrow. So over here to the fat bombs. It's just half a cup of coconut oil. I already melted the coconut oil. And there's also a 1/4 teaspoon of vanilla in there. And then I also use half a cup of peanut butter. We use the Smucker's Natural. It does not have any sugar or anything else in it. And then I'm also going to put 2 tablespoons of cocoa in there. And then I'm just going to stir it up. I'm going to put in, I can't remember what it said. I think it said 40 drops of the stevia liquid sweetener. Okay, now it's all mixed up. Again, this is just coconut oil, natural peanut butter, some stevia, some cocoa, some vanilla, coconut oil. I can't remember what all I said. So now that it's all stirred up, I'm just going to put it in this ice cube tray. And then we put it in the freezer. And once they all harden, I take it out and I put it in a container. We still store it in the refreezer. We still store it in the freezer. I put it in like a Ziploc container. And then when we want a bite, we just get it out of the freezer. It's very messy to make these. Especially with me, because I'm the messiest cook ever. But now that one's all filled up. And I did my best to wipe up the mess on it that I made. I'm not very neat at doing this. So I'm going to go put it in the freezer for a few hours. And here are the fat bombs out of the tray. The little round ones. And then these ones, these floury ones, I put almonds in. And that concludes our day of cooking and baking. Thank you for watching. And all of the links to the recipes we used today will be down below. Thank you.